Hello and welcome into SorareAndrews, brought to you by Sorare Data. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Joined as always by Andy Black, Black on Sorare. Today, who knows what we're talking about? We get a little bit of an off topic today, Andy. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today.
You sent me a picture of a card with you said there was a face on it or something.
You've never seen the face?
No.
Whoa. No wonder this makes no sense to you. Really? How have we not talked about this? All right.
Is it like if you hold the card at the right angle or something?
Are you familiar with the eyes, at least, on the back of the card?
I don't think so.
Jesus. Do you even play Sorare? So, Andy, the reason why... Hold on. Let me pull up a 3D card here. So the reason why 3D is so important is because you can see the back of the card. And on the back of the card is Nicholas's face. I'm just kidding. Well, it might be. I don't even know, actually. Do you see, like, let me see if I can try to do it without spinning. But basically, like, where my mouse is. Oh, you can't. Now the mouse disappears.
No, but I see what you're talking about. It's right above the circle in the middle. There's like two little eye-looking things.
Yeah, so they kind of are just always a little bit lighter. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, those are the eyes that are staring at us. And then somebody pointed out, and you can actually see it a little better on a limited card or rare. Let's see. Oh no, this won't have one. Stupid 2D cards.
Loser.
But somebody pointed out, yeah, okay. So you can see the eyes a little better with the limited card. But then they were like, well, obviously the Sorare logo is the nose. And then the thing on the bottom, like V-shaped, is the mouth. You're shaking your head no, as if like, do you not see it or you just think it's dumb?
Yes, both of those things.
So you don't even see the face?
Well, I mean, anything can be a face, right?
Well, no, it usually has eyes, nose, and a mouth, which this does.
I mean, where are the nostrils? Why is the smile so big?
Because it's Sorare. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't there be huge smiles?
I assume the unibrow is up top. Yeah, I guess I see it.
I can't believe that you haven't seen it yet.
I had not seen it. I think it's ridiculous.
This is all I've seen. And Benny, I'm sorry for ruining the 3D cards for you, but they had been ruined for me, and I feel like as a community, they should all be ruined.
Why are you looking at the backside of these boys so much? Legitimate question. Why are we looking at the backside so much, Laird?
Because why do I need to look at the front of Razvan Marin, who I don't?
Mean, you might. I don't know. There's a lot of important information on the front.
All right, hold on. All right, if you don't see it at all. Ooh, geez. Eyes, nose, mouth. And I will be honest that I did not, good place that it kind of looks like a Thomas the Tank Engine face. I'll take that for sure. I didn't see the nose and mouth. I just saw the eyes staring at me when they first came out. And it was actually Nepenthes who was like, well, yeah, it's a face. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then now I just can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's a weird looking face.
That I will give you. It is definitely a weird looking face. And Champions League games start up in 10 minutes, and I think people are going to leave because they now see the face and they're upset, or they are like, yeah, of course there's a face, and they just move on.
Are you going to be watching any of the games on like a second screen or anything while we're chatting? Because you don't watch games.
Right. Yeah. Why would I do that? Why would I play what part of watching games is part of the Sorare experience, Andy?
Well, if you see me cheer or something, it means one of my goalkeepers got a clean sheet, because that's all I sit here and root for.
We won't be here until then, I don't think.
Yeah,
maybe,
we won't be here.
You know what? We'll probably get right. Well, maybe not actually. I was gonna say we'll get to the 60th minute, and then you'll be like,
we won't get that far. I mean, we'll be into the 30th minute of the first half.
Yeah.
all of my goalkeepers will have conceded by then. So
Right. Yeah. So no, I mean, I have the Sorare data like games page up, but I don't even know what lineups I have. I saw João Felix is starting again, which I was pumped at, and I got a Yaroslav Rakitsky goal for my very prioritized super rare capped 220 lineup.
well, you have like 6 of his cards, right?
Just two. I should have 3, but I gave away one of them during the limited purge.
Shameful.
Kevford said Mbappe versus Trippier should be fun. I guess.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of fun matchups. I like that AC Milan Dortmund game. Newcastle. Who's Newcastle playing? Oh, PSG. That's right.
Yeah,
that'll be a fun game.
So it's funny. I'm actually sweating more Leeds and Saint Etienne. Saint Etienne, who just got a clean sheet.
I've got one of Saint Etienne's defenders,
Petro?
Apaya.
Oh, yeah. Have you had him for like 2 years? 3 years
Forever,
even?
yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those. Yeah. Dennis Apaya might have 7,000 Sorare cards at this point.
In fact, I think the card I have, I think, is actually from first year of Saint Etienne on the platform when they were in Ligue 1.
They're going to say like first ever. And I'm like, they've been around for 300 years probably, right?
No, I have the Nantes version.
Ooh. Do you think you paid more than $1 for it?
Probably not much. HG is gonna want that card.
Oh, this looks $8.41. $8.41.
Yeah.
That was a lot back then.
It wasn't, but
Kevin Hurt said, proper Sorare talk with all these amazing games and you're sweating Leeds Saint Etienne. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'll show you why. Look at me. I'm going to win cap 270. Look at these. There's the clean sheet. And then I got these 3 guys need Leeds to bang. I did not play Petro. Oh, okay. So he didn't score that well. Oh, I was going to pick this guy up though. Cafaro.
So Laird, I'm kind of following along a little bit what you guys are doing on limited time only. But are you moving in and out of these limited cards like on a weekly basis, or are you holding them for periods of time?
I was. Just so you know, Haber called the FBI on you from that loan that you made 3 years ago. I was moving in and out, and I have stopped doing it because it's too much work. And that exercise made me realize that the years of us saying, if you really want to make money on Sorare, you have to trade I don't believe it anymore. Like certainly in limited, I actually am not even sure it's worth the time. And so Sean and I, like Sean mentioned on Monday during the strategy show, and he's like, we can all agree that if you want to make the most money, it's to trade. And I was like, I don't think this anymore. He was like, so like I said, and the moving in and out of cards, particularly with limiteds for how reactive the market is, like you can make money, sure. Like if a guy scores 100 and you buy him when he's sitting on 68 and you're like, he could get 100 today and he gets 100, you will like double your money if it's a relatively low card. And if he doesn't, then you're going to sit on this card forever because it's going to be half the price on Sunday. And so it's a very high risk, and I'm just not sure how high the reward really is.
Yeah. Do you know what your best finish in a limited competition ever was?
I did it meaning since limited time only or before?
Just anytime.
I definitely finished third once in Challenger Limited.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that early days of limited though?
Nope. It was almost just before I sold. Because
that's when you won Grimaldo.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So
that's why
Grimaldo,
you sold them all, because you're like, oh, literally the best I can possibly do is Grimaldo.
Which that was actually the second time I'd won him too. I forget the first where I finished to before that. But yeah, that was game week 359. So, I mean, it's somewhat recent, but we are on like 412 right now. So 30 weeks ago.
So you sold all your limiteds to get a messy rare.
Yes.
And then you were like, I'm going to buy all the limiteds back again.
No. So, no.
Yes. I mean, that's what you're doing, right? You're competing in limited competitions.
So, but my strategy on limited now is completely different than what I did before.
Okay.
And so what I've been doing for limited now is trying to see the viability of ways to win that it's not just buy the best cards. And my original strategy was I wanted to buy like the best scorers.
Yeah.
I wanted to use Morioka to win Mbappe. I wasn't just going to buy Mbappe, though I did end up just buying Messi at some point and Neymar. But I just wanted to see if it was viable to play differently.
Like Saint Etienne and Leeds.
Right. Which those are not cards I would have bought previously.
Yeah,
like when I had all my upper tier ones. And so I mostly stuck to second division. Like I have Hamburg, Saint Etienne, and Auxerre. So I used an Auxerre stack to finish 7th in Cap 270 last weekend.
Would you ever consider just stacking, maybe not even stacking, but like mini stacking every week against Luton Town and Sheffield?
I considered it. I think the better strategy is finding even worse teams. Like, I don't think like stacking Everton against Luton. Obviously, I have the benefit of knowing that they did not crush.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Right. But like, why wouldn't I try to get like the stack against the last place team in Belgium instead, as opposed to England? Like anybody.
Yeah. I mean, if the same thing happened there, like Cercle Bruges last week beat Kortrijk or whatever. It was Kortrijk's first win of the entire year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shit happens, but like we always talk about, it's the process, right?
Yeah. So I think the problem is that stacking against Luton might not get you as high as stacking against Kortrijk. And so why would I pay the Premier League premium to finish lower?
So that you can win Premier League cards.
But I don't think, well, you might not. You might win La Liga cards.
Yeah. Like, you might buy 5 Cercle Bruges guys as well, though, and not win a Challenger Europe card either.
Well, so the other part is that I mostly play cap modes.
Okay.
So I was going in and out. I was basically finding like the biggest favorite of the week 1 week ahead, and was able to trade and make profits on those without playing the cards. And then I was like, well, playing is more fun. And so I'm basically trying to I have like a goalie defender stack for 3 second division teams. And I played 1 in 240, 1 in 270. And then maybe I play in second division. I don't think I played them in 270 this week. St. Etienne defensive stack, Kieran Dewsbury Hall midfield, and then 2 Leeds guys.
Yeah.
And the Leeds guys I paid the 2 Leeds cards I bought cost half of my entire Auxerre collection that just let me finish 7th in Cap 270. Those were one of those where I was like, I just want these cards, and it's exactly the type that I think actually doesn't work, but I was like, oh, fuck it, let's do it. And so now I need them to win 8-0 today. But yeah, the reason why limiteds, when I sold them, the reason why it got not like tired for me, but I was using the same strategy that I was in Rare and Rare Pro of let me just get like as good cards as I can get. Yeah. I'll just play them. And it's just not that easy to do that unless you literally have like the best of the best. And like, I didn't want to spend an ETH on like an Mbappe limited card.
Yeah. The reason I kind of brought it up is I keep having these thoughts of like, oh, it might be fun to like Like, just go get a Man City limited stack and then just run it every week and just see what happens. But also, I sold most of my limiteds for a reason, and I like. Yes, that kind of sounds fun, but also,
so honest question though, what about that is fun?
because I don't own any Man City guys, so it's like a new team. And it doesn't even have to be Man City, but just like a stack of a team that I don't own rares or super rares of.
So my initial foray into limiteds was that buying cards that I didn't have rares and super rares of, and it was less that I didn't want them and more that I couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
Like all of my early limiteds were guys I thought I could never get. And then we had a very convenient dip. And I was like, oh, I can get these guys now. And when you have them in rare and then in super rare, actually probably don't have any in super rare, but then the limiteds don't feel as fun.
Yeah, it's just like that. They're like the forbidden fruit that you can never like. I can never have that sort of thing, and it would be fun to root for them instead of fading them over and over and over again. Because that's like when you don't own the cards, it's just every week you're fading them, you're rooting against them. You want Ederson to concede. Like it's like back when Liverpool stacks, like back when it was just Mark and a couple other guys that had the Liverpool stacks. It was like every week you were just like, Allison, please concede, please concede. Like remember the commons in All-Star Rare?
That's
like,
what I was about to say.
Everyone just wanted Allison to concede.
The number of Allison commons that used to be played in All-Star Rare is like, it was absurd. And like, it was always the most popular card. And I never had one. Like, I just could not win an Allison common. But so my thought for you doing that is, I feel like, and it might be to a slightly lesser extent, but knowing that you have strong, like rare pro, super rare lineups, some of which include uniques, regardless of you owning these guys and whatever team it is, Man City will use, will you care?
Yeah. I would watch like Man City play and be like, Haaland got a goal. Let's go.
All right. That's fair. I only asked that because like Sean cannot care less.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to put you two in the same like realm in that respect, but you are.
Sure.
And so that's my wonder.
He's also kind of at a different point in his like Sorare spot right now, because someone mentioned a comment that he made where he was like, it sounded like he was almost bored of the game. I genuinely don't think that that's probably the case. I just think he's so overwhelmed with life right now.
Sure.
Like he's got all of his college football stuff. He's got a baby. He's got just lots and lots of stuff going on right now. I think Sorare is just like back burner probably for him.
I don't disagree. I think he kind of admitted that also a little bit this week, but I don't think any of that has to do with him not caring about his limiteds. Like when he got into limiteds, like I remember literally the day he got in, I don't remember the date, but I remember he was like, all right, I just deposited. I'm going to go buy some limiteds.
I just remember he showed a spreadsheet at some point and it just had all the mashers.
Like, yeah, it looked like he just took like the top 20 from the player rankings of every division. And he's like, here's the list. I'm going to go buy them. And when you had a multi-hundred ETH gallery, like it's easy to, So I remember he would just go on the market and like just buy the cheapest one of all of these cards. And I was like, dude, you're not even sending offers. And he's like, my gallery is worth like $800,000. I'm not going to haggle over 2 cents.
Right.
And I was like, all right, you do you. But I think it turned out to be a lot harder than he thought. And the upside rewards are still not enough to get him to care. And so he just plugs his lineups in, he takes his tier 4, tier 5s and just like moves on. But like he literally, when he does his lineups, I know this, like he gets to his limiteds and he's just like, fuck. And now he's using like the Sorare data to like suggest a lineup. He's like, I'm just using that, like no problem. Yeah. And like that, I think is the clearest evidence that he truly could not care less.
Right. And I mean, that's where I was with my limiteds. at the end before I sold most of them. It was just like I got to them and I was like, God damn it, now I got to do these. And then it was just I don't even think I really checked news on any of them. It was just like plug, move along.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to see here if I have.
Kev said some good MLS games today. Are you gonna be watching any of those games, Laird? No, not a single
actually,
game.
I might tonight. I'm going away. Little PSA to everyone that there will be no Sorare data content tomorrow or Friday.
Wow,
live content at least.
Blacker.
So I will be, maybe tonight. I'll be on an airplane for a lot of tomorrow. So, and then
for a lot of tomorrow.
I mean, a lot of my awake time.
So you're going
probably not actually just on the airplane. But
you're going a far place.
Far from me, yes. I am.
You're not going to share anything else regarding that?
I'm going to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm going, which is far from where I currently am and where I live. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite or a game that you're planning on watching, or your favorite MLS game for the night? Like your pick?
What's your pick? No, I'm going to watch Miami, Chicago for Messi. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
There was a lot of drama with that game because I guess now Chicago Fire are offering like discounts for future games, which of course they are because they get like 8,000 people at their games. Like nobody goes to Chicago Fire games. So they're like, kneeling at the people coming through the gates, begging them to come back.
Yeah. I don't know what game I'll watch. My guess is that I'll have just like lineup destroying DNPs when the lineups come out, and I'm just like, oh, I hate this, so forget it. I want to go back to the limited question that High Low had. So what do you think about buying the same limited cards that you already have of rare and running copy lineups? So I would do this if I had good rare lineups, but I don't, and so I'm not going to do that. The benefit of the price difference between rares and limiteds is that you can get better limited cards than the rare cards you have. And so that was always my strategy.
I think it really comes down to compete versus compete, right? Because to win or do really well in a limited competition, you have to have just those peak type scores. Not like I can't run a West Ham stack. I'm never going to win ever.
So I made this comment yesterday during limited time only, and I'm not sure I totally meant what I said, but I also don't think I'm wrong that yes, you need really high scores for limited, but I think most people play limiteds incorrectly. I think they try to play them like they do rare and super rare. And because the scores are higher, you need to think differently. And what a lot of people think are just the same as rare and rare pro and super rare, like, let me just roll the best cards I have, the best lineup, and that's what I'll do.
Do you think a good example of that would be to avoid center backs and to look more at fullbacks that are whipping the ball into the box and getting decisives?
I think so.
But also maybe losing a lot of possessions and scoring.
Yeah. No, I see exactly what you're saying. I think that it's actually less about that and more that if you are playing a bunch of popular players, like this Auxerre lineup that I had was copied.
Where it was like six duplicate lineups in the top 10. I saw the tweet you did or whatever.
So I looked also, that was in Cap 270 where I was. 6 duplicates sounds weird too, because isn't a duplicate just 2? Is it like 6 duplicate? Surely there's a word for it. I don't know.
Right? I don't know.
Anyway, I looked at All-Star Rare. There were a ton there too. And so I think, and in that situation, the left back was the highest scorer. And so 1-0 leads. Let me get a double decisive. Can we get a live double decisive here? I need Somerville to Rudder. That's all I need. Or the other way around. Anyway.
Somerville goal.
Let's go.
And you need Rudder on the assist?
Yeah. Although I'm going to blame Sam Ty because I had Somerville captained, and he and Harry both were like, no, you got to captain Rudder.
No assist yet. I'll keep refreshing.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, what was I saying? So in that situation,
Rudder got the assist.
What's that?
Rudder got the assist.
Let's go. All right, stream's over. I'm going to go watch Leeds. I'm just kidding.
Dude, run good much? I mean, come on.
I'm telling you, man, this is happening. What am I going to win? Cap 270 again? Or not again. But anyway, so in that...
It's almost like you had a guy come off the bench last night and get a goal and an assist as well.
Sometimes you only need 12 minutes, Andy. Except you have Bruno Fernandes to ruin it all. So the Auxerre stack that I had was goalie center back. And the highest scoring combo was goalie left back. And I think I still haven't decided if the right strategy was to play the left back because, like, theoretically the upside was higher, or simply because everyone's playing the center back. So, like, if I played the left back, I'm differentiating enough that was it. And I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, I don't know the answer either. I guess obviously it depends on the player and like what the actual peaks of that player look like.
Sure.
But I mean, like, the example I would look at is like I run a couple AC Milan guys, and I got Tamori and Theo. Theo, without a doubt, has higher ceilings than Tamori will ever have. And
sure.
But Tamori's probably a little more steady Eddie, consistent. I don't know. I feel like in rare, super rare, you can do that, but in limited, I feel like you want the guy like Theo that's whipping it into the box and getting the decisives.
So, yeah, I think that's reasonable, but I don't think that's a reason to ignore center backs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think from a limited perspective, it becomes more game theory in terms of differentials than upside possibilities. But I have no idea. So this lineup that I have right here in limited is one I would have never had back when I...
Can you put it on the screen again?
Yeah. Happily.
So you got Rudder captain, which in 270, that's like the most important thing. Did you captain the player that scored the most points?
Yes. Which as of now, I have not yet.
Yeah.
It would be the goalie. But
I'd say you're in good shape right now.
So what I like about this contest, which is what happened to me it was not this past midweek, it was the other one. Whoops. Oh, geez. I meant to... Do you ever do that? Click the wrong... Here we go.
No, I never clicked the wrong button.
Never. Is that you can win rares. Like last game week, or whenever that Auxerre one was, like I won a tier 1 limited and a tier 3 rare. And that's fun. Can't do that in All-Star or basically just 240.
Yeah. I think that...
So Kev said, looking good, Leicester should win too. I don't care if they win. I just need a KDH hat trick. Winning is like, I never care.
I think Cap 270 is the contest on the platform that I likely, and I say Cap 270 in all scarcities across the board, is the contest on the platform that I overlook the most or don't try hard enough in, and I should.
Prioritize the least, if you will.
I wouldn't say it's not the least, but I mean, I feel like good stuff's won there, and I usually have used most of my good players before I get to that contest. And I usually play it up to the cap, but not having a smasher type captain choice usually costs me.
Yeah.
Like I'll captain somebody that scores 55 or something.
Yeah. So I appreciate. Actually, I don't appreciate. I don't know why they have 50% captain. That in one contest, they've decided, you know what, 20% is not enough. Let's make it 50. Like I don't get it. I think when they went back, or when they and it's always had card bonuses in it, so it's not like it's making up for the lack of card bonus. Like I really don't get it. And the introduction of card bonuses in 220 and 240. Just it makes it easy to just be like, okay, we're going to do 20% captain like everything else. And I don't know, because you're right. If you don't get it right, now I'm pretty sure when in that Auxerre lineup from a few weeks ago, I think I captained the third highest scoring player in my lineup, but they like a bunch of them scored well. Let me see here. Oh no, he was second. Excuse me. This was the lineup. And so, from a game theory perspective, I probably should have known that this was going to be the most popular combo. And I had,
if you would have captained Ryan or Ryan, whatever, would you have won?
I believe so. Because again, this is a 50% captain.
Yeah.
I believe so. But I don't know for sure. But I know that nobody else ahead of me captained him. Like, well, literally, it was this lineup with this captain.
I mean, I know absolutely zero about that team. Is he a reasonable captain choice?
No. I would argue that his upside has been good. Now, so if you looked at it before this 100, which was that score, would you captain a guy who had never scored more than 85 and had only twice scored more than 79?
I mean, he's got a 98 right there, right?
Yeah. So the 98 and the 85, like his highest scores ever were right here before the 100. Not maybe not ever, but let's see.
And how many games
are you captaining this guy?
In they're in League 2 right now, right?
They are.
So they've only played like 6 or 7 games or something.
Correct. But would you captain this guy over him?
Yeah, probably.
Right. So that's what everyone did. My thought was actually to captain this guy, Gaetan Perrin, who had been here. Did he have? There was the 92. Yeah, the 90 and the 92. Yeah. So he was coming off 92 and 90. So I was going to captain him only as a differential, because I was like, everybody will captain Hein. When really, not only should I have just played Mensa here instead of Jubal.
Hilo said that Brooks Lennon cap 270 legend. Like the one time that I did well in the past 6 months, I captained Brooks Lennon and he had 150 points.
Yeah. It's awesome to get it right.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's 150 points. 100. That's a good start.
Oh man, I just looked at my phone and I thought there was another rudder notification. I was going to but no, there wasn't. It was
all the Champions League games started up. So
yeah, and Keith just told me that Dewsbury Hall is not on set pieces.
Well, that would make sense that he's only got 36 points or something.
Yeah. Don't ruin this, Kiernan. Come on, guys.
Laird, did you get the emergency response thing on your phone?
I did.
Yeah. Did it surprise you? Did you jump out of your seat or anything?
No. I knew it was coming.
Do you have a fever?
Did you read it?
Your tinfoil hat on?
Did you read it?
I did.
I didn't even read it. My phone buzzed. I looked down. For those of you who are not in the US, there was some sort of emergency notification test going on, and everybody's convinced that if you are vaccinated from COVID, that you will now turn into a zombie. I wish I was making this up. And as of now, I was vaccinated and I am not a zombie yet.
Okay.
But I also did. So my phone buzzed and I looked down and I saw like emergency. I think I actually just saw the word emergency, and I just flicked it right away because I knew it was a test. But no, I didn't even read it. What did it say?
Oh, it was just they were
This
saying
is not a test.
Yeah, this is a test. That's it. And then they sent another one in Spanish.
Oh, I didn't get a Spanish one. No hablo español, apparently. So I want to go back to the limited thing, which is not at all what I thought we were going to talk about today. But the reason why I've gotten into it with different strategies is that I'm playing Sorare, at least from the limited level, in a completely different way than I play the others. Whereas for rare and super rare, all I do is look at my cards and say, how can I make this guy better? Meaning, who can I get who is better than this guy, and how do I get to that card? And other than my Ren collection, which is just a money pit. But limiteds is less about how do I make my cards better and more how do I win. And I think you have to be more creative in the ways that you attack certain competitions. And I've been focusing on the cap modes recently, and I find that part really fun.
How far away are we from the same conversation being had about rare competitions? Like, what's the difference in entries between the two?
So I'm just not sure. So the difference is that there will never be as many people competing in rare as there are in limited. Like, just it can't happen. Like, the numbers just don't allow it. And so I don't think we ever get there. Like, sure, rare will get hard. And I think a lot of people misappropriate how hard it is to win with poor strategy. Like, I really do. And like, I think there are a lot of people who are not good at this game and don't understand why they're not good, which then makes it difficult for them to understand why they don't win. Now, granted, I think there are people who know what to do and maybe can't afford to do what they want to do. And that's kind of a tough bridge, because maybe you are somebody who could be really good at super rare division, whatever, and the strategies that go into that, but you just don't have the budget. And it happens. Like, sometimes we just aren't able to do what we're best at. You know, you have a job and you're like, oh, that guy's job, look, I could do that guy's job. You're like, well, that guy has that job, so you got to do something else. Like, it just happens. And so I don't think rare, like, I think rare will get harder, because it always does. And I think the more mature the game gets, the more mature the player base gets, and people will get better at the game, or the people who are not good will leave and be replaced by people who are good. And so, yes, it'll get harder, but I don't think it'll ever be to the point where the scores needed are easier in limited.
HG talked about on a stream with you at one point that there's a number of years, and I don't remember what the number of years is, but
6.
That's when we find out what the max number of supply there is for a given scarcity.
Right. So I think it's 6 years from now that we will hit the peak number of cards that are realistically in the game. And so you have to think of, what's that?
That are like viable, right?
Exactly. So you think of all of the kind of older players now, like, is Neymar, who knows about Neymar, but like Robert Lewandowski is what, 34? Is he even older than that? In 6 years, he's 35. So like a 41-year-old Lewandowski, like, the player base is going to shrink because a lot of older players will be gone.
I think all you're looking at is what is the average player's length of career, X number of years. Sure. And then once Sorare has existed for that period of time, then you've theoretically reached your max supply.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I don't know what that number is.
Because in Asia, they play until they're 49.
What's that?
Then you extend it a little bit because Asia, they play until they're like 49.
Well, yeah, and you might have some of that stuff like in Saudi too, where guys go there and play a few extra years. But obviously, they'll either be less effective or also too with like these averages. Like, yes, there's guys that play till they're 40, but there's also guys that find out that they have a heart condition and they retire at 23. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I always find it kind of funny when people talk about like 10 years of utility or whatever it is, because most players don't play that long. And so I don't know.
I mean, the good ones do.
Right. But that the number of those players is so low that most guys just don't, or they end up in an uncovered league, or, you know.
Yeah, I think that happens probably less. And it seems like that happens less and less now, just with so many things being covered. But
Maybe.
Or just a guy going to a team and sitting on the bench. Like that is something that will continuously happen over time as well.
Yeah, I mean, here's a great example of one guy, although this claims he's hurt, but he says it's a knock, which can't possibly be right. But I wonder if I can show this without giving away who it is. Probably not. Let me try this. See if you can name this player. Now I'm going to try to move over without.
Yeah, I can see his name at the top. So, but yeah, that's an awesome. It's an awesome example of a guy that was just like breaking the platform, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at one point, his rare was worth like 2 ETH or something, right?
So Morioka was one of the first limited cards I bought because I could never get his rare. I can get his rare now. Apparently Kyogo just scored, so Celtic is up.
I mean, $8,000, good God. And now you can have it for like $12 or something. $30.
$30.
8,000 all the way down to $30.
Yeah, 1.8 ETH for his rare. And yeah, I mean, he was an extremely 6.3 ETH was the peak for his super rare. And so like the game is filled with players like this.
Blue Tomatoes with a great question. What happened?
He didn't move. I don't know what happened to Morioka other than like he fell out of favor and everybody was expecting him to leave and he didn't leave. I think there was always this completely unverified safety of surely he'll just go back to Japan at some point,
right?
Smash there.
Yep.
And
yeah,
not there yet.
Another guy just like this. He played for Beershot. Holzhauser.
Yeah. Not the Jeopardy guy.
I mean, at one point in time, he was like, you had to own his card if you wanted to compete in Challenger, it felt like. And yeah, you can basically get his card for free now. It's not like he's so old or so like decrepit or something.
He's younger than Morioka.
Yeah, he's 30 years old. And just he's no longer in a situation that allows him, like, look at that run between like game week 93 and
that's crazy.
128. Yeah.
There're just not that many players who have green scores
forever
the entire time they've been on Sorare. And so Blue Tomato said Holzhauer moved to the 3rd German league last year. Yeah. Is that where?
I guess when Beershot got relegated.
Right. And now
Now you get a $5 rare.
Jeez.
I own a $5 rare. And my reasoning was this: if just 2 years ago he could completely smash, I might as well buy a $5 rare and just, maybe he'll go to like some ridiculous team and they'll give him all the sets and he'll turn into a Sorare god again.
But isn't this the team you would have thought?
No. Leuven is a nightmare. I hate Leuven so much.
So you mentioned this previously, how much you hate Leuven. Why do you have an opinion on this team?
Because I bought I bought a stack. I had so
So what I was saying earlier about people who are not good at this game. Oh, sorry.
Well, you talk to Keezer Suze on Sorare a lot. I do as well. And him and I both, for some reason, decided that building a Leuven stack was going to be like a good idea. And like their defenders scored pretty well. I had a Rika super rare already. I had their goalkeeper, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna build it all the way out. And I bought the Uid Pitanic guy, the center back there with a yellow card sitting on him.
So this guy?
Yeah, I mean, he scores quite well.
I won this guy once and and then like the next day, Quinny did a video and mentioned him, and I was like, so that's how you say it. I thought it was Pletnex or something like that. Obviously, I didn't listen to
Not even gonna attempt because there's way too many consonants in that name. There's like 2 vowels.
CKZ is a real way to end a name. Anyway.
Any rate, yeah, I built a whole stack, and then immediately, like the week after, they bought a new goalkeeper from second division of France, and I'm like, yikes. And then they bought Holland's nephew or something, or that's who their new striker is. It's Erling Haaland's like cousin or nephew or something. Yeah.
This guy?
No, that guy's been there for a while. I had his card too. Go back a game. Go back one more. Yeah, Brout Brunas, this guy.
Of course.
They're like I actually think it's his nephew is what somebody said. And probably the grossest
cousin.
Okay. Probably the grossest thing out of the whole Leuven stack was their best player I didn't buy. And it's the Shrivers.
Oh, yeah. He's good.
Yeah, but he gets like clearance off the lines, and he gets like the stupidest decisives, and he ends up with like 90 points. And it just, I kept saying like, oh, it's not sustainable. He can't keep doing this, and like
goal clearance off the line, Yeah.
Somehow he's got as many clearance off the lines as goals this year, and I didn't have him, and he just kept smashing.
He's a great forward card too.
All my guys rotated, and the guys I didn't buy smashed. So I was just like, it was the first time that I was ever just like, I'm taking the L on this, and I don't care. I'm taking the L, and I'm just selling them all off, getting rid of them, and they're all gone now.
Wow.
Every single one.
I was going to say, he's got a great forward guard, and they got Cercle Bruges, St. Trunden, and Westerlo in 3 of the next 4.
Yeah, it probably would be a great card, but I'm done with
you're just not doing it anymore. What if you bought them in limited though?
No. Hell no.
Hell no.
I think they've won like 1 game this year too. So
they're bad too. Shout out, little MLS shout out. Miguel Almiron scores on Gianluigi Donnarumma.
You love to see it.
Donnarumma has actually been on like a bit of a clean sheet streak. There we go.
Yeah, said no one ever.
I think he was. Blue Tomato said Shrivers was a football manager goat a few years ago.
Marquinhos also had the air led to goal. He's down to 9 points.
Hate to see it.
Well, I don't own him, so I actually love to see that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I think here 3 straight till he came up against the mighty Newcastle United.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the second half of that game. That'll be a fun game.
Yeah, I guess. More importantly, why haven't Leicester scored yet? KDH sitting on 43 after 35 minutes. God.
That's okay. Thinking? You're going to need the decisive, though.
Yeah. Definitely will need it. Leeds still stuck on 1-0. Come on, guys.
Yeah, but your guys are churning a little bit of AA there. That's not bad.
So I'm going to show you a little secret of something that I've been using recently.
Ooh.
I don't want to give it out to too many people, so that's why I'm going to do it here.
What, you say nobody's listening?
I don't think anyone. Certainly not live. Actually, that's not true. There are people. Let's see. Kevin Hearn said Marquinhos tried to dink the ball away, got headed back, and Isak shot, saved Almiron with a nice finish. So long-winded error led to goal. Appreciate a good long-winded one. But anyway, I was trying to decide between which of these two fellers to buy, Somerville or Rudder.
And you decided to buy both.
I did. So Somerville takes most of their set pieces, but Rudder was a looking up with Laird pick. And I was trying to talk to the two guys from looking up with Laird, and they were like, obviously you should just buy Rudder because we talked about it on the show. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that just because of that. So I decided to do a little research here, Andy. And I noticed that Rudder's scores are a little up and down recently. And I was like, I wonder if they could have been better. And so I went, for those of you who have a star subscription to Sorare Data, if you click Leeds United right here on any player page, you can go to the stats tab. And I sorted by L5 just to see, and the two columns that I've been using recently, scroll over here. Big chances created and big chances missed. And I said, have these guys at least been in the situation where maybe they could have gotten a few more decisives? Rudder has 4 big chances missed and 4 big chances created in his last 5 games.
I've got a question for you based on this.
Please.
Why don't you own Kai Havertz then?
Does he even get big chances missed?
I mean, he led the league at Chelsea in big chances missed or something. He had so many. Probably not this year though, because he's further away from goal and
right. Well, let's do the L15
less, I think,
for good old Kai. Big chances created, 2 in his last 15. Big chances missed. Yeah, he's cleaned it up, Andy.
Yeah, he's so much better now.
Yeah,
he's a new man.
So that's what I've been doing, and I was like, Rudder's due, which I think is one of the stupidest things ever. But now I'm all in on it. And Andy got a goal today.
Yeah, can't argue with that logic. I mean, clearly that strategy is.
Somerville, big chance missed.
Mm.
This game sucks. Oh, 2 big chances created from Rudder, one of which I assume was the assist.
Yeah, one would be the goal, and then the other was
the other one was Somerville's not. Yeah,
he almost had 2 double decisives.
Damn it. Yeah, Blue Tomatoes, Haaland. Yes, he's a BCM guy.
I mean, any of those big top goal scorers, I feel like are BCM kings. Like Lewandowski, even at Bayern, was just he racked up the BCMs.
Yeah, and you can do this for an entire league. I assume Haaland will be here. Oh, wait, here we go. Last 5 from the Premier League. Big chances missed. Haaland's got 9 in his last 5 games.
And not shockingly, Darwin there in second place.
Darwin with 6. My favorite is that Darwin has played 193 minutes. That's 2 in a not even a quarter games. And then Salah's got 8 big chances created in his last 5 games.
It's kind of shocking to see Bowen there in 4th with 4 BCMs.
Scored the goals, man.
Yeah. You hate to see
one of the things I always like to look at previously was attempted assists. How many of the attempted assists were big chances created? Attempted assists are essentially chances created, not necessarily big. And so are they setting up good ones? You can see Saka, 12 attempted assists, but only 1 was a real big chance.
Yeah.
Whereas Salah, literally 8 of 10. All he does is make big chances.
So do you do anything else with the that data, or is it just okay, they do get in situations to score, and that's all you really take from it?
I don't do anything else with it.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm sure there's plenty you could do with it. I don't. Let's see where KDH is on this list. Is he still terrible today? Probably. Yeah, 5 big chances created in his last 5. So it's not crazy. And a big chance missed. And there's my boy Rudder, leading the league. Kevin Hurd said Nunez's Darwin's goals per minute ratio is good, and Germ is saying his BCMs per minute is even better.
Yeah. His chances per minute sounds good overall.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, that's the recent thing that I've been trying, which landed me on Rudder and Somerville, and so obviously it works. Could never fail.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the UCL games, just seeing how my guys are doing. Back to the face. It all comes back to the face.
Do you see it yet?
I saw it.
There's definitely a cartoon where they're like they have the face like that, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to like look up like flat face smile cartoons.
I won this 36-year-old Coventry defender this week, and his scores don't look that great. But today he's already got 23 AA in the first 42 minutes. So
that's fun.
He's getting younger by the minute. He was like a tier 5.
I thought you were saying COVID. Like you said Coventry instead of Coventry. So I heard Coventry, and I'm like, that's got to be wrong. Coventry. What is that?
Oh boy. Serious question without the U. When next SorareAndrews Drunkcast?
Maybe next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
You should, right? They can't, but we should. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah. I don't know if I can that night or not. It's a busy night.
All right.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. We're good. There's going to be a how can I call it? There's going to be a special crossover event next week. I'm going to tease it that way. And so SorareAndrews will be a different time next week. If you're somebody who watches live, we're going to be on at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So midnight in France, 11 p.m. in the UK. Sorry for those who like to tune in at normal times, but it's going to be late. And other times elsewhere, because that's how time works. And yeah.
Man City goal.
Man City benched Alvarez today, and so I hope they lose.
Yeah. I played him in a stupid lineup that was doing well, and don't worry, he'll come in and get a brace off the bench.
Because of Quinones? I didn't use up my bench braces already this week?
It worked last night when I said it, so I'm going to say it again.
All right. Keith would like us to discuss the Dario Dumic duplicate cards.
Yeah.
I don't think his name is it Dumic? What is it? What is his actual name, Keith?
There's lots of players like that.
Lozano.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where Keith, what is his real name? Dario.
If you just look up Dario, you should find it, right?
Oh, it's like didn't have
a little tick on it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not popping up. But hold on. Here he is. Oh, that's so weird. So I thought it was actually someone else. I'm going to walk you through this. So the reason Keith is asking is because at some point, as you see here, these two players are not the same people.
They were like, oh shit, we messed up.
Right. And I don't know who this is. Let's see if I can find that. That's got to be, does he have a, here it is. Jesse Bosch. Oh, Jesse Bosch. So they had Jesse on Dario's cards, but when I clicked on Dumic and I went here, like I clicked on his name and then it was like, wait, that's not, I'm like, oh wait, that is this guy, but not this guy, Jesse Bosch.
Do you know my favorite instance of this? And it's not Brian Lozano.
Oh, it's not?
It's not. Look at Paxton Pomicall's first card ever. Speaking of Paxton Pomicall, shout out to Orange Fly. Winning Cap 240 with Paxton.
I forgot it.
Like, who is this boy? Who is this boy? It's like a 12-year-old kid.
But this kid is someone. Hold on. He is.
Yeah, Jerm, you should be able to figure out who that is. Oh,
yeah, Thomas Roberts.
Thomas Roberts.
Obviously. So does Thomas Robert? I mean, he must have like a one of, right?
Yeah.
It's just the picture that's different.
I would guess so. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. I didn't know that existed, Andy.
I think that Paxton card is in the Sorare account. Or
wait, this one?
Yeah, it's in.
Oh, is that who? Oh, is that Adrian?
Yeah,
Adrian from Sorare.
Like I think if you look through that gallery, it's all error cards, basically.
Oh no, they can play now, Andy. Adrian's buying some. Is that Bordeaux? Bordeaux Limiteds. Just casually holding on to an Oshiman from 5 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder what was wrong with like some of these. Right?
Are they definitely error cards?
I mean, they were probably like minted when they shouldn't have been minted, or
yeah, maybe.
Like I'm looking at like some of these guys, and it's like, well, they all had big moves in the middle of seasons.
Yeah.
That card of Thomas Chacon.
I was just looking at that.
That can't be right. That can't be Thomas Chacon, right? I guess it is.
Hell yeah, it is.
He plays for Bellinzona. That's where you're going next week, right? Bellinzona.
Tomorrow. Where is AC Bellinzona? Switzerland. Swiss second division. Third division? I don't know. Man, that's great.
There's some other cards in that Adrian account that I definitely want.
Like this Pomicall's been 20 years old for 10 years. Let's see. What else is in here? Just a bunch of olds.
Yeah. Like I like the Memo Ochoa.
It's funny how these are all supposed to be the same card.
Yeah.
Like looks like they moved the, oh, is that a double one of? Look, it's different years.
Yeah. And really weird quality of pictures on that 2018 one. Or 2018.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh my God.
Tomato said, imagine signing a new league and messing up the first months. Well, they didn't sign the whole league. They signed the PA. So
it's true. That's true.
Big difference there. Yeah.
Very big. Very big. Oh, well. All right. Let's go watch some Champions League. And by Champions League, I mean English Championship football.
You're not going to watch it anyways.
No, not a chance. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. We'll be back, like I said, special crossover event next week on Wednesday for SorareAndrews, but there will be just the regular stuff on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Blue Tomatoes, what is the PA? It's the Players Association. But anyway, Thanks everyone for joining, and good luck this week and weekend.